Salwanani, Linjani, my name is Melissa Mpofu and welcome to another episode of Girls with Voices. So today we have our co-host.
Hey guys, it's your girl Zalega.
Hi everyone, my name is Chantal Chisiri.
At our fate, my name is Olantong Kimberly Malima.
Okay, so namhlanje sesixoxa ngenye itopic ethinta abaningi kakhulu. All of us ladies, I think all young women relate to this, and that topic is body shaming. So yeah, guys, let's talk body shaming.
Well, I feel like body shaming is very broad. This is when someone comments on your physical appearance negatively. This can be the color of your hair, your skin, your body size, whether you're hairy or not. It's just broad. So people just say anything. They don't care whether they will offend you or what, but it's just who you are. It's your physical appearance. So yeah, I think that's what body shaming is.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, you find it affecting you because we find that in schools we have children that fall prey to body shaming. For example, if you're too tall or like Tom Neng, I don't know. Neng is hard.
You're many.
It really doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the times people will try and invalidate your feelings and say, no, you're sensitive.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was just a joke. But at the end of the day, if it offends me, then there's something wrong with what you just said.
Yeah, that's true. But don't you think that the body shaming that we experience, it emanates somewhere? I mean, it has to be from some entity. Is it from media? Is it from family? Where exactly do you feel like it's affecting most young people from?
I think everywhere where we get to socialize with someone, you fall prey to body shaming because even at our homes, you find someone passing a comment about the way that you look and it's received as a joke, but it doesn't settle well with you because it somehow affects me.
Yeah, true.
And sometimes you won't even be socializing with people. Like the other day, I was just walking to town and this guy was like, almost slender or uyagula, and I'm like, wow, this guy. So it's just a lot. It's not all about where we go or where we socialize or the people we are close to, right? Even strangers body shame us. They'll be thinking that maybe they're trying to be funny, but they offend us in a way. Yeah.
They'll be thinking that it's a compliment or when it's actually harassment. Like they shouldn't be doing that to you.
Yeah, that's so true. Well, for me, to be honest, my first experience with body shaming came actually from family. You know, when you're tall, right? You'll be the one who tell her all the things like, I don't know what they just give her, let her do it. You know? Yeah, those kind of things. So I feel like even from parents, they pass it on passively. No matter like, and they'll be like, you know what? Let her do it. She's thick. You know, those kind of things. So yeah, I think we get it from family actually, and it hurts more when it comes from family because that's the mentality that you grow up with. You grow up thinking, oh yeah, because I'm tall, I am supposed to feel out of place whenever I'm around average people.
And for short people, is I mean, that gets to, your siblings now get to disrespect you because of what your parents said. So it goes beyond just me feeling like I'm not enough, but it then goes to other people who are next to me and how they start treating me after I've been body shamed. So it does not only affect the person who is body shamed, but other people who are close to that person. So I think that's what people need to understand in terms of body shaming.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, in my experience, lighting past and of which I do have one, and I just walk with it proudly. But you know, you're prohibited from doing sporting activities because they believe your body is somehow a barrier. But if I were to tell you I did javelin, I did athletics, and volleyball, guys, and trust me, I have been body shamed. You know, someone actually white city and they ask you, "Uting and white city." I'm here to do sports, but you have a huge bust. So what? I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. But don't you also think we get it from social media? I mean, from adverts, guys. We have seen the magazine cover girl who I'm supposed to look like.
True. I think that's so true. With this new trend of, cosmetic surgery, people expect you to look very weird. I mean, how is my bum going to be this big? And my waist going to be this small? Then my boobs like this, but in my face also I shouldn't be chubby. It just doesn't make sense. And especially for young girls, it's so unrealistic because in what universe does that make sense? Where I must have big bums but no stretch marks.
Doesn't make sense. That actually reminds me of this nurture that is cultivated in school kids, especially in primary. You know, when they draw those short stories, they portray the evil person to be fat.
True.
You
Yeah,
know,
true.
and then the one who's skinny with a small tummy and a nice figure, those are actually the main one, the role model of the whole story. But why can't we have people who actually motivate people to be confident in the way that you look?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True. And another thing for me is being dark-skinned. Like, especially during summer, you'll be told, all these things. But what's the problem with being dark-skinned? I don't see any problem with it. It doesn't prohibit me from doing anything. So why do you have a problem with it? And even like what Chantal is saying, Uguti, in those short stories, the villain is Uisdudla and she's dark.
as well.
But the hero or the main character, she's light-skinned, yellow bone,
long hair,
hair, or straight hair, not umfushwa, and all these things. It's so unrealistic.
I think that's all coming from social media pressure. We see all those girls who are the best models being light-skinned, and then it takes away the Africanism in us. It takes away our originality because I now have to look like that person so I can be good in the eyes of people.
Now you have to
but
take
then I'm no longer myself. You understand? It takes away that whole thing of being you because the world only needs one you. But then if you're going to change yourself to that someone else, it becomes a problem.
And that's when we now move to taking supplements to be slim or thick. I mean, that is happening. People taking all skin routine, which are actually bleaching to some extent. So those are some of the things.
Even with eating disorders, constantly being told that, no, don't eat too much. Now you don't want to eat, you're skipping breakfast, you're going to school hungry. And for young girls who get their periods, going through puberty, you affect your you affect your health, you start fainting, nosebleeds, all of that. So it's really detrimental to us.
Yeah, that's really true. So I wanted us to actually comment on, have you ever watched movies? The girl who is unpopular but ends up being popular is actually the slim one, what you were talking about. And then the villain will be plus size. Why do they actually do that? We see that in Western movies, but it's actually being adopted even in African movies. What is happening?
And another thing that I want to say, in these movies, the ugly duckling, like you're saying, is always ugly. It's always black, dark skin, she wears glasses and braces, and then suddenly they take off the glasses or she loses weight. Now everyone likes her, happily ever after.
Everyone's favorite girl.
But why does she have to do that? Why can't she be accepted? Why can't she find love when she's plus size? Why can't she find love when she's dark skinned, with her natural kinky hair? Why does she have to have relaxer or a perm or a weave? Like, why is that the standard of beauty that we have?
I think the other thing is the abantu bazathini syndrome. We listen to what people say and not listen to that inner voice of ours. Because whether you do anything or you don't do anything, people will always talk. So just give them something to talk about. Give them something positive to talk about.
True.
Because
if you're slim, uyagula. If you're thick, udla kakhulu. If you're they'll always have a comment for everything that you do.
Yeah, I once heard something. So if you have that expected body. I am Vuma. That's my mom. I was so surprised with, okay, so if I were to dress properly in a way that complements my body and then go out there, they'll tell me, Uzanga, okay, what do you want me to do? What should I do? I should dress in a way that complements my body, and if I dress in that way, you get to body shame me because I'm in this certain structure that you don't like.
True. Especially for girls with like big boobs or caviar bodies. You know, a skinny girl can wear bum shorts, but when I'm not saying bum shorts, it's a problem. Now I'm a whole, I'm a wide. It's just a piece of clothing.
You know, they actually make they take away the beauty of puberty. I mean, we are supposed to grow into these bodies and embrace them. We're supposed to enjoy the process, but now, you know, in high school, when you're now developing your breasts and everything, you now have to be worried. What will the boys say? What will this person say? You need to be worried about. You now think of covering your body, like you don't want people to see what is happening, which is actually natural and actually beautiful. You know.
Yeah, and I also think when we're looking at body shaming, let us not look at the body size only, because there are other factors too. Look at people with skin problems, right?
Oh, yeah.
Those are things that you don't have control over. It's just something that happens and you don't have a say or whatever, and it just becomes part of you. So we also need to understand that physical appearance has so many aspects in it, right? So we should not limit it to only the body size and all, because there are people out there, and I'm one of them, with skins that people think they are bad. They are not these skins to have, right? So I was told to wear jeans and polo necks to hide my skin. But why should I hide my skin? Because it's now something that is part of me. It's now my identity. So if I'm not going to embrace it, who is going to embrace it for me? And you know, if you embrace something and you accept something, whatever comments that follow, they won't really have an impact in your life. So I think that's something that you have to take note of. You have to accept yourself as you are before other people do that.
That's so true. You know, even there's this thing, if you're a guy and you're curvy, you know, they'll just, in my class, there's a guy because he's curvy. But what's the whole point of you body shaming someone in a way that they were created, or they are not of the expected structure that you expect them to be? Or if I'm a girl or I'm lama curves and you say, don't baffle. That doesn't make sense. I don't get to choose the body that I want.
I mean, that doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't.
You know, even taking from what you just said, Kim, on terms of skin, in my high school years, I actually had a series of bad acne. Like, you know, when you're going through puberty and everything and you're growing, you start having this terrible bad acne. And because of what people would say, to be honest, they say very hurtful things. They've described me in some ways that I can't even say up to now, but it really affected me. My confidence levels, my esteem, all of that was affected. So all I ever focused on now was trying to get the perfect skin using different products. Well, I was actually damaging my skin even more. But because I didn't know, you know, I wish someone had told me that, you know, in that stage, it was okay. It was just going to go away.
Very true, very true.
Okay, guys, that's our first segment for now. Stay tuned for our second segment. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, guys, to our discussion. So, Kim, you were saying?
Well, yeah, I was saying let's look at it from the body shamer's point of view, right? We also need to understand that there is something that pushes those people to body shame us. It might be that this person was body shamed and they did not heal from that, and they now want to continue with the cycle. But that's toxic, right? And also, it may be that they're just ignorant, or they don't know that what they're doing is wrong. They think it's normal. So we have to understand this from all the point of views, from the body shamers to the body shamed and everyone close to those people.
Yeah, that is so true. Because you find that it's the same even with bullying. A person who actually perpetrates that has been through that themselves. So yeah, a body shamer might have also been body shamed. As a result, they want to, you know, implicate the same feelings that they had because they never healed from it.
Yeah, and this body shaming, it's not just something that's, you know, a joke or whatever. It really does affect our mental health. So in my personal experience, I feel like, well, I've always been confident, so I feel like I didn't really struggle with self-esteem or confidence. I was able to maintain it, but that's because I had a very good support system at home that would support me. But many girls, they don't have that at their home situations, in their home situations. So how can we help them? What can we suggest to these girls who are being body shamed?
Well, I think first of all, everyone needs education on body shaming. Like you're saying, would say it starts in the family. Okay, it's actually offending me, you understand? So yeah, those conversations, they need to be started in the homestead because charity begins at home after all.
Also, I think if we teach people on how to assert themselves on the way that they look, you know, because we can't tell the people around them not to body shame them when they themselves don't feel confident in the way that they look.
Yes, I think acceptance is key in this whole issue of body shaming, because if you can't accept yourself for who you are, who is going to accept you? And if you don't accept who you are, if you have a skin problem, if maybe you are tiny like me and people body shame you for that, you just have to accept it and be like, this is me, this is who I am. And if you have a problem with this, then deal with it. And if you have that attitude, no comment is going to get to you, trust me. So you just have to accept yourself the way you are, because that's just you.
True.
Yeah. Okay, you can go ahead.
And another thing is, don't value men's opinion or boys' opinion. I think that's what helped me a lot. A lot of the time I wanted to lose weight because, you know, there's a cute guy, you know, I want to sit in the house, don't go outside because I want my complexion to be nice, you know. I'd be starving myself saying, "Ish, just as long as Tabo or Temba is happy with my body, then it's okay." So I think that's an important thing. Don't value boys' opinion. Just make sure that your opinion is the one that matters the most. And another thing is, for me, in my experience, so in primary school, I would get fat shamed. I think that's the word. A lot. Like, people would make jokes about my body, mostly boys. And the funny thing is, like, now when I'm older, going into university and sort of the real world, the same men are coming back trying to fetishize my body. I don't know if that's the right word. So don't let these men take advantage of you. That's another thing. Because, you know, they'll manipulate you, use your insecurities and say, "Well, Zolega, you're fat. No one is going to love you. You might as well just sleep with me now." Don't fall into that trap, guys.
Yes, it all goes back to affirmations, like everyone has been saying. If you affirm what you are and what you believe you are, you definitely live a better life, actually. If I am saying, okay, Melissa, you're tall, embrace your tallness, girl, you have that English body, then that's it. I'm going to live like that.
True. And in affirming yourself, literally wake up in the morning, the first thing you do, look in the mirror and say, "Mina, nimuhle.
Yes,
I'm beautiful.
Yes,
I'm talented. I'm amazing. I'm an amazing friend." Tell yourself these compliments, because if you don't compliment yourself, no one will. Beauty starts from inside.
Yeah, I also think they have to take note of that. Some of the comments that they pass, it's all no, just being playful. It just have like a huge impact on our self-esteem and all that. So abazali siyacela ezindlini lithi lisicabangele before passing comments like akakhuli, uyistuda, ucayile, because it just goes beyond that. So
even for them, I would say they actually affirm to their kids. I mean, isn't it beautiful to have umamako or baba could tell you you're beautiful before someone else, you know?
Yes.
True. And another funny thing that I see is that, you know, these aunties and obomalume who will be telling you that you're fat are also fat. So sometimes I'm confused, like, how are you going to body shame me for something that you also have? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And it just goes to show that so many people have insecurities inside themselves that they're always projecting onto others.
Yeah, that's true.
Takes me back to what Zolega said, which is stop trying to change the way you look to impress men out there. Me and my friends always say, stop eating rabbit food to impress someone's son. You know, because you end up falling a victim of depression, you know, but you're trying to impress someone with something that you can't even do. It can even have serious long-term consequences on the way that you look. You can even look worse than you actually are. You know, you should be perfect in the way that you look. You need to be confident in yourself. You don't need someone to tell you that you're beautiful. Wake up, look at yourself in the mirror, you're worth it.
And true friends, true boyfriends, they want what's inside. They want you for your personality, for your character. If you get a man or even a friend, because, you know, body shaming exists inside these friend groups, inside these squads.
Yes.
Don't have friends who are constantly saying, oh, Zolega, you're like this. Maybe don't come to this event because, you know, you're fat or whatever.
Yeah.
Get friends who love you for who you are truly. And those are the ones who will appreciate you and be in your life for a very long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, even familiarizing yourself with good music. To be honest, music is really good. People like Lizzo, they actually affirm to plus size communities, and yeah, those are some of the things that people can actually consider as some of the solutions to bring back their identities, to grow themselves in being comfortable and confident the way they look.
Okay, so you can even try other coping mechanisms. I dance when I'm sad, so try that too. It works.
It really works.
It works.
And another thing that many professionals say about your mental health, if you see that your body image is affecting your mental health, try to find ways that will boost your energy, that will boost your happiness. Whether, like him is saying, you want to dance, put on some amapiano and start foreshadowing and zikiti, whatever it is that you want to do. If you like painting or talking to your friends, I think that's another important thing. Let's have more conversation about body shaming. I know that any day, at any time, I can call Melissa and say, Melissa, you know, I'm feeling sad, or, you know, my thighs are too big, or whatever. And Melissa will tell me, girl, what are you saying? Don't be crazy. You are beautiful. You are perfect the way you are. So I think, don't hold it in. Don't bury those emotions down. Don't say, oh no, maybe it was just a joke. If it offends you, do something about it. Go to a trusted teacher or your mother or maybe a cousin and talk to them about it.
Yeah, with mental health, we have been affected with these comments that we encounter day to day. So it would be good to actually consult maybe at a counselor and all those community social workers who are out there to help us. So that's it for today. We had a very fruitful and fun conversation with these beautiful ladies. So catch us again in our next episode. Be sure to tune in, share and comment on the section below, and do like and subscribe. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.